Okay. It is the morning of the first day in Tokyo. I've written a list of things I want to do. Main thing is going to Jimbocho and Harajuku. Jimbocho is the book district in Tokyo, and there are two shops. One shop especially I want to go to called Komiyama. They're kind of renowned for having some really cool photo books. And then Harajuku Street is obviously, very famous for crazy fashion and things like that. Last time I tried to go to Harajuku, it was so just unbelievably busy that I didn't actually take like a single photo. So I'm hoping that because now it's a weekday and I'm not in like the peak tourist time, then it's going to be a lot easier. I'm going to take the Rolleiflex and we're going to try and take some portraits. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now and get ready. Today, portrait 800 and Lomo 100. One. Okay, so I have the Fuji X-T3 and the Rolleiflex with the Lomo 100 in it. Let's go. Such a nice morning. I left way too early. I left the hotel around 7:38 and realized quite quickly that nothing is open around that time. Everything opens around 10:30 to 11. So I went to Harajuku Street expecting, shops to be open, people to be there, and it was completely empty. So I decided to go to Shinjuku, which is only 2 stops away from Harajuku Street, and I tried to find the Konica Minolta little gacha things that I've seen online, and I looked so many gacha and I could not find it, and I went to the biggest gacha store and I asked directly, and they said that it was completely sold out. So sometimes it's not to be. And so I was looking online and I saw that a camera shop, Lucky Camera in Shinjuku, was opening at 10, and by this time it was 9:30. So I walked there very slowly, trying to take photos, and got to Lucky Camera. And as it was opening, I saw a woman standing by the window looking at cameras. And as I went inside, we both went inside, and we were both looking at cameras, and I could tell that she wanted to buy a camera. And as I was walking out, I saw her and I asked, what were you looking for? And she was looking for, at first, a digital camera to replicate the look of film. And I went, oh, no, you've got to get a film camera. You've got to get a film camera, of course. And it was really fun. Her name was Lil. If you're watching this, hello Lil. An Australian woman who was really friendly, and we had a little film kind of quest, and we went to 2 other camera shops in Shinjuku, Map Camera and Used Camera Market, and we ended up finding a camera for her. It was I think it was an Olympus 35 DC or something like that. It was just really fun to kind of meet another kind of foreigner and speak English and look at cameras. So that kind of brightened up my morning quite a lot. So after I said goodbye to Lil, I went back to Harajuku Street, and by then everything was open, people were dressed up, and I started walking down Harajuku Street. And last time I was there in the summer, it was so hot and so busy that I didn't actually see any people dressed up at all. And turns out there just aren't that many people dressed up in Harajuku Street, because as I was there, it was mostly just tourists. I didn't find anyone who was dressed up like in the Harajuku fashion style that you would expect. So I was, again, quite disappointed, but I was really, really determined. And opposite or further down from Harajuku Street, there's a more modern fashion kind of street area with a big junction. And I went down there and I stood on the corner of the junction, and oh my god, I finished a roll. I got about 6 portraits on the street of people that just, looked really cool. And yeah, that made the day really, because obviously I need to take some photos. But yeah, gosh, it is very, very difficult asking people to take photos in the street in Japan. So many people say no, especially the really, it's always the really cool looking women who've just spent so much time dressing up and looking really, really cool. Some of them were really quite rude to me, but you just gotta take it and move on. I mean, the people that say yes, they're amazing and they make your day and they make the photos. Everyone that says no, just forget about them. They said no, it's nothing on you. It takes a lot of bravery to go up to people in the street and ask to take their photo. And when I'm doing it in Japan, I'm trying to be as polite as possible. Sumimasen, excuse me, can I take your photo? Shashin o totemo ii desu ka? I think I'm saying that right. I mean, I must have said that right because they said yes when I said that. But it can get you down. It really, really can. But you've got to keep going, and you've got to just find people that you instinctually feel would say yes. Don't go up to the people who have headphones on or are on the phone or are walking, slightly fast because they're probably going somewhere. And as I was walking, I just finished my roll actually, and I was walking back to the train station, and a TV crew came up to me and interviewed me for 20 minutes, felt like 20 minutes. And apparently it was Tokyo TV, and I'm now gonna be on TV on Monday. So that's pretty cool. I had to sign a release form and everything. So that really made my day. And I talked, a lot about film photography and taking portraits in the street with my Rolleiflex. And they were really, really interested and asked me so many questions. So that was really, really fun. So with that buzz, I then went to Jimbocho Street, or Jimbocho District, I don't know which is which, to specifically go to Komiyama bookstore. And this is my favorite bookstore in Tokyo, namely just because they have such a great variety of books, and they're not covered in shrink wrap or cling film or some sort of plastic wrap, as most books are in Japan. There are a lot of photo book shops in Jimbocho, but they're all covered in plastic. You can't open them. Even if you take them to the desk and ask, can you see the book? A lot of the time they'll say no. So you have to spend, money on a book that you can't even see, which just really, really confuses me, because how are you supposed to decide, what you want to buy if you can't even open it? But so anyway, I bought 2 books from Komiyama. So, firstly, was this book by W. Eugene Smith, and it's Japan through the eyes of W. Eugene Smith. And I was looking through it, and it's mostly his work during the Second World War. Just give you that, give you some more examples. And this type of photography from Eugene Smith, I found is really hard to find. I couldn't find any other book that showed his Japan work. Actually, this is both pre-war and post-war. This has his famous, gotta be careful, Minamata series. Try and find some more. The Minamata series, which is probably his most famous series, and his last, I think. Yeah, everyone knows. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to show it on YouTube. But if you type in Eugene Smith Minamata, you'll see a lot of very powerful imagery on the effects of the Minamata disease. And there was a very good film that came out recently called Minamata, and it was kind of shafted because of the whole Johnny Depp thing, which is a shame. But anyway, moving on, I found this other book by Issei Suda, and this is his street photography in Japan. I haven't actually been able to read much of the blurb yet, so I don't know the specifics, but flicking through it, I was just completely absorbed because his street work, if this is, Rolleiflex or some other TLR, I'm guessing it's probably Rolleiflex, they're just so kind of, they're a little bit more unconventional, I think, like with the little girl with her eyes closed. And it's the sort of the same kind of thing that I'm trying to do in Japan at the moment. I've taken similar photos of people playing their instruments, and trying to find or trying to take photos of people in kimono. So, and this is just work done by a master as well. So this is just really inspiring work for me, and I just had to have it in my collection. So yeah, those are the two books that I bought. I wanted to buy more books, but I have to be really careful about how much I buy, because I've obviously got to take it back, and it's very heavy, and my suitcase is not that big, so I can't buy as many as I would like. And then I think that's it. I've just come back from Jimbocho, and I'm in the hotel again, obviously. But yeah, it's nearly 5, the light is going, and it's cloudy as well, and I think it's going to rain for the next 2 days. So I'm definitely going to go out again. I'm going to probably go to Amiyoko arcade and try and take as many photos as I can, because I'm a bit disappointed, really. I've only shot 2 rolls. I've only shot 2 bloody rolls. I brought so much film. I mean, yeah, I'll do my best. I've got to take more. But that being said, the ones I've taken are pretty good, I think. So yeah, keep chugging. All right, good chat. All right, I'll see you later. Okay, I'm actually back now. It's around 10 o'clock. I've been walking pretty much since 8 a.m. this morning, so I'm pretty tired now. I think I've walked around 40,000 steps. But wow, what a day. I explained everything that happened earlier. But yeah, so I've just been walking around Amiyoko, and I went to Ueno Park, and I've shot 1 roll of JCH 400, 1 roll of Lomo 800, and 1 roll of Cinestill 800. And it's just amazing the amount of neon, bars, people drinking. I love the drapes they have, and you can kind of the translucent drapes where you can see people eating in behind them, and I really hope that those photos turn out well, because it looks really cool in real life. I was having to guess quite a lot of the ISOs. I was shooting at like 60 f4, and I was varying between 30 and 60. So hopefully it's okay. I think it should be. I was using the light meter as well. But yeah, there's quite a few funny things. Some Vietnamese woman stood stock still in her tracks and was just, oh. And I went, what's wrong? And she went, "You're so handsome. You're so handsome." I was like, oh no. Walk away. And seeing a lot of drunk people. I don't know if I actually got any photos of drunk people, because they're always in the dark. I was only really able to take photos of the shops and the bars, the fronts of them. So yeah, and I tried taking some photos in a Winter Park, and I tried using the flash. I was really hoping I'd have the courage to use the flash and take photos of people, but I just I couldn't do it. I can't cross that line yet. So yeah, I'm now very tired, and I'm gonna go to bed. So yeah, that's been the full day of day 1.